Hello and welcome to another episode of 10K Replay with commentary, where I explain how to think and move around the map as support. Today, I bring you position 5 game of Death Prop, and I know I just recently added a replay of DP, but after watching the game I came to conclusion it's really good for a couple of reasons. First, I will show you why lanes are more important than ever. Secondly, how you're supposed to play when you're ahead, and third, why picking Invoker as support is not a good idea. Enjoy! So for the start, I believe this game should be free. There is a reason for that. We have Anti-Mage, who's a really good player right now. He's my captain, so he's supposedly the highest MMR here. And I know that it's a free AM game, so I just need to provide him a good game. And I do that by just feeding him for the first bit, right? But this fight is gonna be good for us because we have lots of AoE damage, and my Bristle is gonna get triple kill here. My AM died, but it doesn't matter. So it's a very good start for us. AM gets to reset, Bristle gets levels, I'm almost level 2, and this is gonna matter a lot for our lanes. So for the top lane, which I'm playing position 5 DP, we have AM and DP against Invoker and Mars. So Mars is really bad hero against AM, so I'm quite happy to leave them 1 versus 1. So that means I'm happy to trade 1 versus 1 against Invoker. Invoker is a really bad hero when it comes to trading. So if for some reason he wants to trade versus me, I'm very happy to do so, right? I'm almost level 2, so when I get level 2, I'm pretty much unkillable on this lane. I mean, it's very hard for them to kill me. They need to commit a lot. So I will try to get my level 2, but mostly I will just try to trade versus Invoker. So standing on this side is important if you are the one that is stronger support here, because it allows you to control the pull camps, right? So keep in mind that you should not stay on the left side when you're dire if you're a stronger support. So here you can see I blocked it with my sentry because I thought there might be some laning, but I'm still standing here, so it gives me like a one more chance to he's not gonna deward it if I was standing in the camp, right? So it's like a double block here, and he's gonna think that I just body blocked it. So I kick him out of the lane. As you can see, trading versus Invoker as a DP is very good. And after I do that, I can trade versus Mars, and it's creating 2 versus 1 scenarios, right? I'm using my Siphon, my AM joins after getting last hit, and then he gets a kill on Invoker. So I'm very, very happy with that. And then he's gonna, after he got level 2, he's gonna get killed on Mars as well. So this lane is starting very well, right? Let's get the last hits first, actually. So he dropped me an item, he got 2 kills, 6 last hits so far, so the lane is decent. It's pushed out, so I'm thinking about my pull. I know that Invoker didn't block the pull because I was standing on the right side, right? If I played on the left side and Invoker was standing here, he could have blocked the camp, but right now I'm 100% sure that I have the pull camp, right? So I transfer the item to the AM, and I'm like, okay, this lane is pushed out, I'm just gonna pull. So far, nothing crazy is happening in the game, other than the fact that we're already having 2k advantage. AM has no business farming under the tower, so he comes here. So I'm like, okay, bro, if you want to finish this, the lane is far up, I'm just gonna start farming this. And the only reason why I can do that is because I'm level 2 already and my Q is like very strong, right? So I can just farm it like this. So there's no pull camp. I get my first mudstones. I'm gonna stack this. I know that AM is free to take the Lotus because Invoker went to the mid lane. Why did he go to the mid lane? Because we have Viper there, and there's some crazy shit happening. Viper is diving the tower. He's got a good start. Lesh is level 2. That's why Invoker tries to help, but that leaves my AM to 1 versus 1 against Mars, right? And I'm very happy with that. As I said, Mars loses to AM at any point of the game, pretty much, because he relies on having mana to use spells. So yeah, I'm happy to leave them, and that means I'm gonna pull the lane because the lane is pushed out, but also I'm gonna have the neutral item really soon, right? So that's why having access to the pool camp is really important, and having a strong laning hero right now is important because you can have a neutral item at 3 minutes only with the pulse. That's the crazy part, right? And here on top of that, I'm also stuck in the camp for myself, I guess, or for AM if he needs to recover. So as I got the neutral item, I'm coming to the lane because suddenly we have that huge shield that is just making it impossible for people to trade versus us. I'm using the blood grenade. I suggest you buy lots of blood grenades on this hero because they give you HP and they slow as well. And you're missing a slow on this hero basically. Okay, we get a kill. So again, I'm gonna pull. Nobody's contesting this lane. Mars is left alone. Invoker is sitting on the mid lane trying to save the lane, but it's impossible. What does it mean for us? We're getting kills on the bot lane because Mirana is left alone. Viper is just dominating this lane on his own. It's very hard to kill him. I think right now supports are not supposed to help the mid lane, right? And now even Mars TP is there to punish the Viper. So I'm free to do whatever on this lane. So I will just keep farming, right? This game is crazy actually how fat I got. So you can see I have 13 last hits. Their mid laner has 8. And this is direct impact as well, because before, if you were farming that early, you were pretty much griefing the game. Right now, you're farming neutral items for your allies, right? The only reason why I can do that, though, is because we won the lane so hard. And we won the lane with good trading early on, as you could see, and good rotations. In terms of, just me going there, getting neutral, coming back, getting a kill. So notice how this game is free. So I'm maximizing the farm, amount of farm I can get. So I'm just pulling every minute. And after I pull, going back to the farm. It's kind of hard for me to farm this camp unless I have a level 5, so level 3 Q. So I will just focus on this one. I believe my heroes will have the neutral items soon as well. So yet another stack. It's a quad stack at this point. Okay, so 6 minutes in. My aim is free farming. I have a neutral item. He's gonna have a neutral item as well right now. Yes, he's gonna have it. He gets level 6. So this is also because I left him on the lane, right? He's free to get double the experience that he would get if I was on the lane. And because of this, the plan is like, we got level 6 on AM. He's very strong. He's got threats. I've got the neutral item. So I want to pull the lane as position 5, farm it ASAP, and then go with the wave and dive for the XP. Especially with the fact that DP is very good when it comes to diving for the XP. Why this AM doesn't die? Because I have the neutral item that gives him shield. So enemies are basically unable to commit for this kill. AM is strong, he's getting kills, I'm not stealing them. And now we're gonna get the XP as well on the anti-mage. And because of this, I almost have my arcane boots, but most importantly, I have 3 points in my queue. And that means I can finally farm the stack. If I had a different hero, like let's say Alchemist, I would probably just leave the stack for the Alchemist, right? But AM doesn't really farm it, and I can farm it, so. And I keep farming the pool camp, like, I'm not even stopping, right? There's no contesting. The Invoker, if he comes, he just dies. Mars cannot come here, so I'm just gonna pull, but also farm it quickly. So I maximize my last hits. And right now I can start farming this. Viper is allowed to do crazy shit on the mid lane because it's a Viper, right? So even if they punish him right now, they need to bring a lot of heroes, and that frees us up to do this kind of shit. So I could be standing on the lane with AM and watch him farm, maybe even kill Mars once or twice. But the difference is, if I were to do that, I wouldn't have 43 last hits at 8 minutes. And don't get me wrong, this is not something you should do every game. I think this is viable strategy only in like 20-30% of the games, which is you win the lane early so hard that you are free to do whatever. And as I got my ultimate, there's no point for me to stay on the top lane. We're not getting the tower, so I'm coming to the bot lane. I'm getting my mana ready. I don't really have that much control over the Mirana here, which is the carry for some reason. But if I press my ultimate, they need to run away. This lane is over for them, right? So Mirana has a leap, but Ringmaster doesn't have it. So we can actually dive him right now. If I get my Siphon on, then he's not even trying to run away. He's just dead. And that will allow us to get the tier 1 tower on the bot lane. So, position 5 hero. I know it's a good game for it, don't get me wrong, but my direct impact in this game is we won the top lane together, I farmed the neutral items for basically whole team, and at 9 minutes, I'm taking safe lane tower, guys. If I see one more person telling me that DP is not a support, I'm gonna get angry, guys. Like, this is the direct impact. You don't need to stay behind your carry to have direct impact on the game. You can do it that way as well. And this is also better because right now I'm basically an offlane hero, right? I can start farming like an offlane hero, which I'm actually doing right now. But through the whole game, you're gonna see me farming a lot from now on. But notice that I'm never farming defensively, never. And this is the key part. If you want to win the lane, win the game, if you were dominating the lanes, you are supposed to farm aggressively. If you're farming defensively, it's like you never won the lanes. Winning lanes means you are strong enough to farm the enemy part of the map, and if you do that, that denies all the space from the enemies. So 10 minutes, we're switching to the net worth. I'm above their mid laner. This is of course because it's a Viper, right? So here my Earth Spirit gets crazy, but I'm not really afraid of them. I have 2 points in Siphon. It's very hard for them to kill me. So I can play like this. They bring 4 heroes, and this is because I will die here. It's kind of pointless for me to die like this, but also notice what happens then. They need to bring 4 heroes. My AM is free to come here, get this tower, right? If they contest this AM, let's see. If they contest this AM, they will just die. Viper comes, gets a kill, gets another kill. And he's gonna die now. But notice how this means they are basically 4 supports right now. 4 supports. They are not farming any creeps whatsoever. And this might cost us a bit, yes, in terms of the map presence, but it's not end of the world, right? He has the monocycle here, so he gets away. So this is the awkward moment that somebody has to stay mid and just farm this way. And this is what I'm gonna do right now. My aim is farming safely. I check his item, has the Battle Fury now. Pretty much. Bristle is farming bot lane. So I'm pretty happy with the map performance, right? I pressed my ultimate because I thought Earth Spirit is gonna jump here. So it's kind of a bad ultimate here. But that means I'll just go farm, right? I'm going to farm aggressively. I'm going to the triangle. I'll notice heroes are not going back for some reason. So I'm like kind of torn between trying to fight and farm. For the item build, it's basically the same as I talked about, which is Consecrated Wraps is always the key item on this hero. It allows you to be very tanky. So I'm gonna farm this camp. This is basically denying them any farm in the jungle, right? The triangle is supposed to be the safe place for them. And right now the position 5 is farming it. And notice what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna farm the camp. I will have the wrap soon. But I will farm it and I will intentionally block it. So I don't want to stay in this area because they might come and just kill me, right? But I'm still gonna like block the camp. And for the next minute, nobody is allowed to farm there because it's very unlikely that we're gonna be there and be able to farm. It's unlikely. Here I don't have the dust just yet. It's flying to me, so we missed the kill. This invoker was very cocky. But he, as you can see, he did not do anything in this lane, in this game so far as well. So he's just showing up here in this. And again, I'm in the right area to play right now because I want to get the XP shrine, right? It's 14 minutes in. I get my dust. I find the evoker. I'm gonna cast my spells. I'm very tanky right now. Invoker dies. Viper connects, and this will allow us to not only get the tower but also XP shrine. So this is the objective, right? You should be playing around the objectives, especially with a hero like a DP who is strong. And here, the next objective we can get is a XP shrine. So I want to play around it. I mean the tower as well, but the tower is less important than the XP shrine. Because in games like this, if you get XP shrines, it's very good as enemies are very low level, right? And this will allow us to snowball even further with this fight. So there's a fight on the mid lane, but I don't really have too many resources to join. And there's an objective to take on the top lane. So this is the moment I'm playing greedy. If I were playing another support, I would be just running to my team right now trying to connect. But here, I can take the tower, which is unlikely with most supports. So if I'm allowed to do that, I will just do that. And again, I'm being greedy right now. But I'm greedy in the right places, just notice that. If you are farming as support, but you're farming like back here or back here, you're griefing. You're griefing your whole team. But here, I'm pressuring the map. And as I took the tower, I'll try to connect to my team. I noticed that they, like, once they see me here, they just like start running at me. So I'm like, okay, here's a ward. That's my assumption. I don't know it. I'm assuming that. So going back to the mid lane, because the next objective that there is the 60-minute run. So I'm gonna push out this lane and obviously farm. My Bristle is farming aggressively on the bot lane. AM is more safe about his farm. But like, it's a free game for him. He doesn't need to take risks right now, right? If he's getting farm in this game, 30 minutes in, he's strongest hero on the map, period. Like, they have no counters for the AM. So as long as AM is farming, he's gonna win the game. And it's up to whole team right now to create space for him, right? Just like this. And I'm farming the mid lane, I'm pushing it out. I know there's a fight brewing on the top lane. I don't have my ultimate, so I'm not gonna TP top lane, right? Because there's no point if I don't have the ultimate. But I'm still gonna try to connect soon. I see my air spirit is smoking, so I'm like, okay, I will smoke with you, bro. And then I realize there is some Mirana, so I need to buy dust as well. Coming to the fight, being really careful about my positioning. If I just get caught here randomly, I just die. But if I get to press my siphons, I'm gonna be fine. Focusing the carry, it's impossible. Notice how I have the shield again, so I'm like super strong. It's very hard to kill me. Leshrac dies, Mars dies, Mirana TP's bot, and I'm like, okay guys, I will just solo Roshan. I have the medallion, and at 17 minutes, position 5 is going to solo Roshan. And again, this is playing for objectives, and this is the only support pretty much in the whole game that is basically allowed to get every single objective you want. And you can support with it only if you play in a certain way, which is being aggressive, being farming in the right places, dominating the lane. This is the most important part. If you don't dominate the lane with the DP support, you only have to base your game around the ultimate, and the ultimate is like a very long cooldown. So you should be trying to win the lane with that hero, but on the flip side, it's very easy because it's a very strong laner. One of the best laners in Dota right now, I would say. Level 3 timing is the strongest timing in the game, I would say. Like, honestly, from all the heroes. Because you get double siphon, which is like 300 heal each. And 300 damage as well. So it's very hard to contest that hero. So right now, I don't have my ultimate. My aim is farming. Bristle is farming on the top lane this time. So I will just stay mid lane and just watch my Viper push. My Viper is going for the shard. I know it's very hard to kill him, so I will just stand behind him and just protect him in a way, right? I'm not sure what my next item is. I'm kind of thinking about a couple of items right now. But I will end up going for the mechanism and then Greaves, right? To have more heal for my team. BKB would be fine, but I'm not in position to need a BKB. If they need to commit all the heroes to kill me, so be it. I don't need to not die in teamfights to have impact. Because the only way I die is like they commit 4 heroes for me, I press siphons, and then I will die if they commit heroes. But that means we're gonna win the fights. As long as I'm not in stupid areas that I shouldn't be alone, right? So I don't mind dying in the teamfights as long as we win the teamfight. So we're pushing this tower, it's 20 minutes. There's a Tormentor, but in games like this, you don't need to go for Tormentor. It's like, we have so much pressure on them that going for Torm is like giving up a lot of it. So in most games where you are winning, but not winning that hard, it's the correct play to go for Torm. But here, I think pressuring is more important than just going for the objective, which is obviously important, but it's not like we have that amazing shots. Some stupid fight on the triangle, they are trying to find a hero, but they failed to do so, and we are here to push this thing as well. So this game is gonna be over soon, don't get me wrong. But the important part is, you never see me, not a single time I was farming defensively, not a single time. And I'm up here, 7k net worth, I'm basically above their mid laner and the carry, mid laner and the off laner. But you never see me farming defensively. And this is the point where, if you want to win games, playing a greedy hero, it's fine. You can play greedy, but you need to play aggressively as well. I mean, on the enemy side of the map. And if you do that, the map is just impossible for enemies to play. Like this Leshrac has no place to farm, right? If we check their last hits. Let's see. 66 last hits. It's a decent game for mid lane Leshrac at 10 minutes. And now right now it's 20 minutes, right? So yeah, the map is impossible to play. So right now, how do we end the game? I think at this moment, we are allowed to just go high ground. My Viper, I believe, has a shard. So we can basically end this game. In most games, the correct play is to find a pickup. Here, we don't really have good pickups heroes. We only have the Earth Spirit. And we are also so strong, that's just very hard for enemies to kill us. So we can just force the high ground, right? In most games, it's not the correct play. In most games, the correct play is to find a kill and only then go for the push. We did not lose a single tower. Our towers are standing and the game is pretty much over. And as I said, if this game goes longer, we still win. We still have AM against a free game for AM, right? But we don't need to wait for anything, we can just force it. I can pop my ultimate and then just end the game. That's why I ask. It's not like a bad manners, it's just asking if we can end or they want to delay the game, and if they do, we're fine with farming and just waiting for us to get better timing. So, that's it for today. You've watched a game of DP5. I think it's a very fun game. I got like 50 last hits at 10 minutes, which is a crazy. But as you can see, it's not even griefing. I was allowed to do that because enemies were just unable to contest us. And I still came to the lane. I won the trading versus Invoker. And because of it, I'm allowed to farm the neutral camps and get a neutral item at 4 minutes. So, thanks for watching. As always, subscribe to the channel and see you.